Let's face it, you don't need me to tell you that Pokémon Go is going to be unreal. Think about it. Instead of going to the fictional worlds of Kanto and Johto to catch our Pikachus and Mewtwo, we can do it just a few blocks away from our own very houses. With an incredible trailer that shows that this is the game of our dreams, the entire internet is kinda losing its mind here. But before we all start preparing our cash to make it rain in 2016 when Nintendo drops this beautiful masterpiece, we can still hope that the people behind Pokémon Go do implement some of these features. And sadly, I don't expect some of these on this list. So without any further ado, let me tell you 10 things that I want in Pokémon Go. Number 1. Now I'm sure when you clicked on this video and saw the title, most of you came to the same conclusion. Microtransactions. Now this is a big one, so I may as well get it out of the way. Microtransactions are the most profitable part of most mobile games. I mean, think about it. Why have someone pay $5 once when they can pay $1 an infinite amount of times? It makes sense, but man, it sure is annoying. And I'm pretty sure that Pokémon Go will have microtransactions. But that doesn't change the fact that I don't want them. The only other Pokemon game on the mobile, Pokemon Shuffle, has microtransactions, and I'm just not a fan. I suppose it makes sense as it lets more people access the game, but then the richer people just advance much faster than everyone else. It makes the game just unbalanced. I wish that it just wasn't a thing, but unfortunately, it is. And no matter how much I complain about it, they're gonna stick around. I just wish Pokemon Go would skip out on it. I'm sure people will pay $10 rather than nothing so that they could get unlimited access to everything. Number 2! While evolutions may seem like a no-brainer in a Pokemon game, you'd be surprised at how many official Pokemon games are being released where the Pokemon can't evolve. I don't mean any of the main title games, of course, but the Rumble ones or the Shuffle ones, like the Pokemon Shuffle Mobile one, which I mentioned earlier. In all of those games, you can't evolve your Pokemon. Oh, and while I'm at it, that brings up another point. Leveling up! Yes, I'm totally adding this in halfway. I just really hope that you can battle your Pokemon and gain experience. That's one of my favorite parts of Pokemon. I'm just hoping that the only way to get a Charizard isn't to find a wild Charizard, but that I can level up my Charmander to become the undefeatable Charizard that I'm trying to get. Number 4! Okay, so it's obvious there will be currency in Pokemon Go, likely Pokemon dollars. But what I really hope is that there won't be 2 different kinds of currency, like tons of mobile games tend to have. I'm pretty sure the word is premium currency, but if you don't know what I mean the diamonds or gems when you already have a separate section for your cash. All the best items in games that implement premium currencies cost a ridiculous amount of the premium currencies. And normally the premium currencies are much more difficult to get without buying them, such as like 1 per every level, for example. I don't really like spending extra money, as I probably made clear in the microtransaction part of this video, but the premium currency feels like that unreachable goal that will force you to have to pay if you want it, essentially locking off content. So please, Nintendo, just skip the whole premium currency, please. Number 5. While I haven't really used this feature in the new games, I really hope that Pokemon Go implements online battles. Being able to have the option at least to battle people who aren't directly in front of you seems to be all the craze these days. And while I'm sure that everyone on the planet who has a smartphone will be playing this game, it would be nice to be able to have the option at least. What a better way to show off your crazy Pokemon to the world than to jump into a random battle against a stranger who only has a few level 5s. Number 6. This is one that I have mixed feelings about, but I really hope that they don't have region-exclusive Pokemon. I suppose this wouldn't be too bad if they allow online trading, but still, it would be nice to know that if I wanted to get an Abomasnow, then I wouldn't have to go all the way to the Arctic. While this would be a really cool feature, it would be annoying because whatever your location is will have exclusive Pokemon. And I'm sure that it'll get boring seeing the same Poochyena in your park, or that same Patrat that just taunts you every time you pass by it on your way to the grocery store. I would want it to be completely random, so that no matter where you are in the world, you have access to every Pokemon. It would be really unfair if one place had an unlimited supply of Mewtwo, while another just has a few Sentret lying around. Number 7. There's something that really is awesome about Wonder Trade, and I really hope that Pokemon Go has it. That moment of suspense as you wait for whatever Pokemon you're trading for your level 6 Magikarp for is just the best. Sometimes you get lucky and get some awesome shiny legendary, or like 90% of the time also get a level 6 Magikarp. Number 8. Shiny Pokemon are certainly a much bigger part of Pokemon than they used to be. Let's face it, even if you have an undefeatable team of level 100s, that's still nowhere near as proud you are of that level 12 shiny Caterpie that you just stumbled across while taking a shortcut through the tall grass. I really hope they implement shinies into Pokemon Go. It's just one of those most satisfying experiences, especially for those who shiny hunt. I mean, if they do have them, it'll probably be completely random, which does make the most sense to be honest, but as long as they exist in the game, then I'll be as happy as a player. Number 9. While it has already been confirmed that people will be able to connect to each other in Pokemon Go, I think that being able to connect to other Pokemon games would be so awesome. If they do add this feature, I hope that it isn't just the ability to trade. This would allow people who had an awesome team in their old game to just simply dominate the Pokemon Go scene. It would be cool to have the option to battle opponents, or have some form of connectivity, like unlocking a Mega Stone or something. This is probably one of my least likely things on this list, but if they did implement this, not only will those who already have their games be rewarded, but it will also give people new to the series, which I doubt isn't a lot of people, an incentive to go out and buy the other games. Think about it, Nintendo. Number 10! Let me ask you all a question. What is Pokemon's slogan? Well, aside from give us all your money, its slogan is gotta catch 'em all. Sound familiar? And how would we do that if they don't have all the Pokemon available in the game? Some non-main series games actually just don't include every Pokemon available. While some people will argue, it gets rid of all the bad Pokemon. Well, shut up. You can't catch them all if you have to put an asterisk beside that word. Yes, I agree that some designs of the Pokemon are less creative than others, but they still are Pokemon nonetheless, and I'm sure that there's a place in someone's heart for every Pokemon out there. Except for Dunsparce. Who really likes that guy? Number 11? This is a number that I felt so strongly about while writing this list that I had to tack it on at the end, and also because 2 and 3 should really just count as one. But anyway, my final thing that I want in Pokemon Go is this: updates when new Pokemon are available. This is one which I think is very important. One of the biggest draws to the main series games are the new Pokemon they add every time, and it doesn't take a sharp mind to realize that they will be adding more of them in the future. Normally, they just make a new game with all the new Pokemon, but I hope that when the new Pokemon do come out, that instead of them making a new Pokemon Go game, to update the app to include the new Pokemon. It makes sense. The app is free to play after all, and it sure would give tons of people incentive to play it more if they felt like they've already done enough. It just makes sense to do this, and it would be annoying to have to start over with the same game of running around the neighborhood to catch more level 5s. This is something that I really am hoping for when this game comes out. So, that's it. My top 10, or 11 I guess, things that I want to see in Pokemon Go. Do you agree with this list? Write in the comments down below what you want to see in the game. And until next time, I'm FishyFisher. Bye guys.